going on contact, the ball has to be on the ground.
Kimbrel ready. Pitch to Hoerner. Fly ball out towards right field. Taylor catches it. PCA coming home. He's in, and the Cubs win it. Nico Hoerner comes through, and in extras, it's a 2-1 Cubs win in 10.
Well, if you've ever seen the movie The Fan with Wesley Snipes and Robert De Niro, you know that Gil Vernad's character said sacrifice flies. They don't go against your batting average, and that's why baseball is better than life. Nico Hoerner putting that on full display. A 2-1 W with the sac fly, plating Pete Crow-Armstrong in 10 innings. A thrilling W, and we're here to tell you all about it. The Cubs, they've now won 5 in a row, and the Brooms, they have been broken out because the Metropolitans, they are down in the dumps. They've lost 11 straight. And with that said, come on in. This is Cubs Postgame Live, brought to you by Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. Cole Wright, Elise Menaker, Cliff Floyd, and everyone across the street feeling good, and rightfully so. It was a heck of a win.
Yeah, I got to give so much credit to the bullpen because the Cubs, they come up, in these games, you need that one hit, that big hit. Nico Hoerner is that guy. Yep. But for the bullpen to put up zeros, especially with guys pitching in leverage situations that they're not ordinarily in, you put up those zeros and then you give your offense the chance. Everyone kind of doing their part in a win like this, and that's exactly what you need.
Yeah, when you see the bullpen going out there and bullpenning, that's like asking a guy who's nothing but a slap hitter to swing away in the 4-hole. But either way, it's all hands on deck, and that's what we saw, Cliff.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me was you won a game going 0 for 9 runs in scoring position.
Whoops.
That typically going to happen, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but you have to hang around, and then you have a bullpen, like Elise mentioned, that holds the fort down and allows you to stay in this game and get the big double by Conforto. And then you wrap around to, getting the guy on second base and extra innings and so on and so forth. But it all starts with not having a run given up by this bullpen, which we've talked about a lot, right? We've kind of went at it a whole bunch about, like, who's going to step up and who's going to be the guy. I think they all collectively as a group is going, hey, let's not worry about the outside noise. Let's just go out and do our business, get some outs, hang in there. 9 punches, not just from a side, but it was 6 by the bullpen, 3 by a side. And I just thought it was just a heck of a job of them just going and hold down the fort.
And you mentioned Conforto, another day where the bench.
Yeah.
You come off the bench, like guys are doing exactly what they're asked to do in these situations, which means they're staying ready throughout the game. I think Counsell, since the moment he has gotten here, has done a really good job of communicating to everyone, hey, here's what I expect from you from spring training forward. Guys fall, in line with what he's asking of them because he's very clear about that. And then this is what you're going to get. That when their time comes, they're like, okay, I know I need to stay ready throughout the game. I could hit here. Their time, and then it's not easy, right? Like a couple days in a row, these guys are doing it, and it's like, oh, all right.
But it's a plan, though, Elise. It's a plan.
Yeah.
If you come up in that situation, Devin Williams has a devastating changeup.
Do you sit slow? Do you sit on that changeup, though?
No. Here goes my point, Cole. Real quick is you don't want to get to 2 strikes. You and I've had this conversation numerous times.
Best way not to get
Why
that
are you
pitch.
doing it? It's put the A swing on the first pitch. You want to get me over fastball that's 90 miles an hour? Cool. I'll just rip one down the corner. But that's all preparation and understanding. When you warming up, putting your helmet on, knowing you're about to go up there on deck circle, I'm swinging at the first pitch. It's a fastball. That's what I learned as a pinch hitter is understanding the situations, understand what I haven't been in the game all game. I'm coming up in the 9th inning. It's cold outside.
Freezing.
I'm not comfortable right now. I'm in this role that Conforto is trying to learn. He's been there before. He's done it with the Dodgers and so on and so forth. But as far as just here, new situation, new opportunity, and to go up with the game plan is how you kind of succeed in that role. Because I don't think you ever succeed as a pinch hitter. Like, there's some great ones.
Sure.
The Lenny Harris, the John Van der Waals. But it's only a handful of them. It's very hard to do.
Yeah. Cubs pinch hitters have been doing well.
That's really
I feel like their average is pretty high.
Craig, he's looked like a genius the last 3 days going in those pinch hits, whether it's Matt Shaw, Carson Kelly, and then we see Michael Conforto getting after it, usually knocking the tie off our guy Cliff, but today he wanted to stay buttoned up after going for that sweep right there. Hold on a second. We have to get to some GMC professional grade plays brought to you by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana GMC dealers. We'll talk about the tie in just a minute, but this game was tied until Nico said, you don't necessarily need a knock. With a man on third and dude with wheels like PCA, a sacrifice fly, that's going to get it done and have everybody tasting delicious dinner tonight, Elise.
This is another first pitch swinging like we saw it yesterday from Carson Kelly off the bench. Nico, he doesn't wait around for anything. He makes things happen. So he drives this one to right field, saying deliberately to Taylor, I just want to make sure that I hit it far enough. I'm telling you, when Nico is up
Look at PCA.
Bananas.
Let's go, baby.
Come on.
I didn't see that live. That's amazing. But Nico is very deliberate in these situations. Like, he knows that if I hit this in the air to the outfield, there's a chance to score the run. So what's he trying to do at the plate? Exactly that. It's amazing how he executes time and time again.
A lousy 250-foot fly ball.
That's it.
That's it.
And now,
Yeah.
if you're Carlos Mendoza,
So easy.
you have to be asking yourself, hold on a second, could we have walked him, tried to get a double play in motion? There was a man on third, you put him on first, and then you said even maybe load the bases all the way around, so then there's a force out at any base. You would think that the only run that matters is the one that's on third, but apparently Carlos Mendoza wasn't paying attention to Pete, huh?
I mean, in hindsight is always tough when you lose 10 in a row. You're trying to figure it out. And you're right, Cole.
That's
I'm just
not
saying,
it, though.
That move is not it. I think he's trying his best. Right? When you think about situations, I would have walked Nico for sure. Now, if you get bases loaded, okay, I get it. But I'm just saying, I would have walked Nico. But look at this. Like
All Nico does with runners in scoring position is do
you definitely
damage.
walk him, right? I mean, you definitely walk him. Put the bases loaded out there. Maybe I wanted to stretch more with that, but you definitely put the bat in the hands of Michael Busch, who went 0 for 4 today. Doesn't have an extra base hit. He was trying to find himself still. So you have to at least walk the best hitter on the team.
Without a doubt.
And Nico Hoerner. So, I don't know. Maybe he's burnt out too.
That seems like skippering 101. You would know the best hitter on the squad. Here he is in an airtight situation. What do? Let's just pitch to him. Fastball right down the gut, and that's good for Nico because he sent the boys to the locker room.
Yeah, like at least it's not easy in his role. Like he's trying his best to put the best team out there without his best player, right? And Juan Soto. And I'm not ever going to give a scapegoat to like you're sitting there managing a team. You should know what the heck is going on. I'm just saying certain situations it builds, and I'm guessing, isn't speculating as you put your glasses back on. That he ain't
I had to take them off.
Well, I'm just saying certain situations. Yes, you have to walk Nico, but I said bases loaded. I think she was right as far as saying put at least, and you were right. Put at least Nico on.
I thought
What are we doing?
I thought you put Nico on because Busch has been struggling. We were talking during the game, watching it. Michael Busch has not had an extra base hit since opening day. Now, I'm not trying to knock Michael Busch at all. We're talking about the situation with the Mets and why you might walk Nico to get to someone like Busch. Now, I don't know if they're thinking matchup because then you're going right on left. I don't know because with the analytics today, the matchups are highly valued, but you look at Nico in the analytics and he just hits.
That's all he does.
So in this situation, when it's less than 2 outs with someone on, I wouldn't want to throw to him because he could probably put it ball in place.
It would make a whole lot of sense if Michael Busch was at the plate with runners on first and third because not only has he been scuffling with the bat, not very fast. He's a prime candidate to hit and do a double play, wouldn't he be? You would think.
There's decisions that you can make at the end of the game, like Cliff is saying. It's all in hindsight. Yeah. But you definitely, the Cubs set themselves up perfectly.
Man. Like, I ain't beating this dude up, man. We're doing the dub over here, man. I ain't going to beat this cat up, man. They doing that in SNY out there in New York, bro.
Well, one thing that we did see and we loved is Pete scoring, of course. And
come on, Pete.
Look at these kids. If they're not updating their avatar right now on Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, then they're doing something really wrong right about now. For Pete to be able to score right there, especially after we saw things a little touch and go earlier in the game. He got hit, then he got thrown out, and then he's able to score the winning run. Boy, oh boy, does that make the weekend right, doesn't it, Elise?
I did not see this live, and that's unbelievable.
Don't get the salt in your eyes, though. There's a lot of salt there.
I love it so much because this is what it's about. You just want the W at the end of the day. Because I think of Pete, he was up in a critical situation the inning before, he didn't come through, but you stay locked into the game and you do what you have to do to win. So if that means Pete needs to be paying attention on the base paths, in this situation, that's what you do. He scores easily and then he gets to celebrate.
I feel like after it comes post-game live, we should get a bag of seeds and a water bottle and we should start throwing at Cliff just like that.
Why would you
because you had a great show today. That's how everyone felt about Pete. And for him to come things full circle, how big was that for number 4?
Oh, it's huge for him. I think he's trying to take something positive home every single day as he try to get himself right at the plate. We did a little breakdown of him earlier, Elise and myself, and we just felt like, he was kind of feeling for the baseball at the plate. But that does not negate what you do on the field. You have to do things on the field. He made a great play out there in center field today. On the base pass, he's going to always bring it. Yes, he got thrown out still on the base today. I get it. He was ticked off because he got hit by Peterson. Mm-hmm. But I think at the end of the day, that's what he has built. That's why you give him, the money that you gave him, because at some point he's going to be a game changer. Every day he steps on the field, he's going to impact the game in some fashion in a positive way.
How about Michael Conforto? He's been impacting the game in a whole multitude
Figured
of positive ways as of late, and not necessarily an everyday kind of player, but you talk about how tough it is to pinch hit.
Yeah.
He's taken all that out of the equation, hasn't
Yeah,
he?
you know what? And the game plan doesn't necessarily always mean it's going to be positive, right? You go up there with the game plan, and I mean, dude throwing 100, like, it's like, hey, hold on a minute, like, time out, ump, like, give me a second. The bat's over. But when you have a plan,
what you told me.
it's like boom, bam, bam. Well, hold on. But you know what? When you get up there, right, and you know that you have a chance to execute this guy's not overpowering Devin Williams. Yes, he has a great changeup, but this is why you get ready down there in the tunnel for these moments, right? You live for these moments. You die by them also, but you have to understand you're the hero, the GOAT in the pinch hit role, and today, Conforto was the hero.
Yeah, a pair of heroes. Michael Conforto with the knock and Scott Kingery scoring that winning run. Scott Kingery, he's effectively been, rest in peace, Terrence Gore for this team. He's been that pinch runner extraordinaire. He's been unbelievable this year.
Yeah, you know, Craig acknowledged the situation with the bench yesterday when he was asked about, like, the pinch hitting like this late in games. And part of what he brought up is, like, it's probably not fun for Scott Kingery in this role, right? Like, we're using him in a pinch running role a lot of the times. But I appreciate that he always acknowledges this because, again, he's like, I'm honest with my players. Here's where we're at. Sure. This is what we're doing. I mean, you mentioned even when you're in the pinch hitting situation, having a plan at the plate. Conforto comes up and it was another situation, first pitch swinging. Now, I'm not saying the plan always has to be first pitch and that's what you're doing as a pinch hitter, but these guys are ready. And so that, to me, is like the message here when you have all hands on deck and everyone knows what they need to do throughout a game. Because when I'm on the sideline, I'm seeing all these guys, like, they go into the tunnel. Because what are they doing? They're taking at bats. They know when they could get in. They know the situation, what matchup is coming, the pitcher that could come in the game. And, like, they're following along. And so everyone's engaged. They're all invested in each other, too.
Absolutely. Cliff, I want to know, as a pinch hitter, do you think I need to ambush this guy? Because one thing that relievers don't want to do, they do not want to fall behind on pinch hitters, do they?
No, they don't.
Not at all.
I mean, especially in that situation with Conforto. And another thing that helps also, Devin Williams is not overpowering, right? He's not a guy that's like 97 to 100, where you're like, whew, this is tough. He keeps you out front, keeps you guessing a little bit, but you also know what you don't want. I never want to get to a changeup in a situation where, as good as he is, he'll throw it, as we saw the PCA 3 times in a row. He does not care. So I think the game plan with yesterday and Carson Kelly was, hey, you know what? I'm going up there looking for a fastball. He got it.
A pitch I can drive.
And these are things where, in this sport, your pitch, you can't miss. You know, 9 times out of 10, if you miss that pitch,
it's not coming back.
It ain't coming back, right? And these pitchers are too good at this level. So hats off to these guys for just, you know, staying in the moment and then having Craig pushing the right buttons, man. He's pushing all the right buttons for these guys to be successful.
Did you have a pinch hit scenario in your career that you remember, okay, this was unbelievable, tough situation, but I came through?
Man, now from the top of my head.
You started a lot, so it's just flex of saying I was a starter. I didn't really do a whole bunch of pinch hitting.
I wasn't going to go there, but
in my day.
All
right, let's go to the Twitter sphere because we already knew that Elise Menaker started back in the day. Hey, if you were a hot dog, would you eat yourself? Yeah, Will Ferrell with that hairy impression right there. I know I would. How about that? Michael Conforto, Nico Hoerner, appreciation reply. Cubbies sweep the Mets. If you pitch to Nico, the winning run, yeah, you see that? The steely glare. Why would you? Unbelievable. We talked about updating a LinkedIn page.
I mean, it's not them
Nico,
in a nutshell.
the whole gang lending to this Cubs W. It was a complete team victory in extras. We're going to show you how it all came to fruition. Seeds, thirst quencher, and all. That's next. This is Cubs Postgame Live.